At Hamilton Tile, we're here to help you reach your goals. What are we doing on the job today, Jason?
We are going to pre-cut the shower floor, maybe get it installed, and granite people are coming, we're going to install the tub deck.
So we're mixing equal parts 8 and equal parts 9, or if you want it paintable, you mix it a little bit thinner. Yeah guys, and this stuff stinks, so it's something to maybe warn your homeowners about, or so it does kind of stink up the area a little bit. So, and we got Jason out here pre-creasing, pre-cutting, ironing creases into his waterproofing. So there's our shower there, and our tub setup. Put the membrane there as waterproofing. This is black and blue rather than orange. Maybe we just like the colors. And then the sheetrockers were nice enough to give us that there. So we gotta kind of paint a straight line of 8+9 on that. Yeah. So we got What's that? Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm putting out more stuff on YouTube to educate, hopefully, and to entertain, to sell some lasers, because we got a great sponsor now, link in the description. I want to book some local work. I want people to know that Hamilton Tile is still at it and still doing a great job. We're making more content. Action.
So, what's your goal for this bathroom? We can help with that.
Say I can help with that. So, what's your goal for this bathroom? I can help with that. Action.
So, what's your goal for this bathroom? I can help with that.
What's your goal for your bathroom? We can help you reach your goal. Try to say it as monotone as possible. Go ahead.
What's your goal for your bathroom? We could help you reach your goal.
Let's see here. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looks like a good quality tile. What are we looking at? We're looking at, for some thick tile that looks like it's 3/8, we're looking at one single sheet of the mesh behind it. We're looking at consistency of the grout lines. They look like they're all pretty consistent in there. Sometimes this is annoying when it has those little guys overlapping there. A couple chipperoonies there, so we'll have to pay attention to that. Pretty elementary. And we're probably gonna start our layout fanned out on the drain. Let's see what he ends up doing. Okay, we're not doing any heavy duty tile work today, so I'm not gonna set up a big mixing station down in the garage or bring up a corded mixer. So what we're gonna use today is this DeWalt mixer here. I'm gonna grab a good battery, and you don't wanna grab one that's dead. Don't wanna set up a cord today. So I'm gonna bring up that mixer. It's less powerful. It does not spin as fast, but I don't have to plug something in to use this one. When we're doing more heavy duty tile work, we'll bring the Colo Mix out to mix our buckets, our full buckets. But today is just like a partial bucket. Half a bucket for the hard surface that's going on top of the tub, tile that's going in the pan. Because it's a Friday and we're being kind of lazy, I'm not setting up a whole station today, a cutting station, a mixing station in the garage. We have a tent that goes around this and all that. I'm not doing all that on a Friday. Set up the saw right there, and this thing spits a bunch of water, so hopefully it just spits it against the dumpster, and that'll collect the handful of cuts that we'll have to do today. It's not going to be a bunch of cuts, so yeah, you just don't want to make a mess with all this water. So we have the dueling rubies here. Got the big one, that's a handy one. And then the smaller one, we're gonna see if that's gonna work for our small mosaics.
So what I'm doing here is just the layout for this hex floor. Hex is a little tricky to lay out. It's kind of like a offset pattern. So we did the width-wise, worked out good. Fulls and halves, decent sized pieces around the drain. Now we're trying to figure out this way. I'm trying to have balanced pieces so we don't have slivers on either wall, and we want to trying to have some balanced pieces around the drain. So balance is the key. You may not have it perfectly centered, but you try to avoid little slivers. Yeah. That mesh, some of these meshes, they like to basically let go of the tile once it gets wet. Or on side to side. I'm going like that a little bit. All right, go cut that. Grab the grinder. Let's see that one. Yeah, just gonna recut that one. Yeah, that fits a little bit better.
Go ahead and run down and get Jason some water while he's doing this. barely.
It was gonna be just barely. Should be this one. It's all stupid freaking mesh in the way. Doesn't fit too bad. It's right there. Just go down quickly now. Dude. Stupid shit. That's a sheet. Can't do anything about that. Oh yeah, I'm still sticking. Still sticking. That should be this one. Tell you what, this is a good leak. All right, we're just dry fitting the pieces for the top here. They're gonna go good last two. Dry fit, make sure everything fits, and then we're gonna set these down with some thin set.
Is it better to do it with thin set?
I think it is. I mean, I don't know if it really matters, but I think it's better. You don't get any play or whatever. I've seen it. You can't build up with silicone, and I've seen it weeble wobble if it's done in silicone. So, well, our installers don't want to, but I think it's better. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Outside, the whole outside of this not polished.
Oh, that. guys do that? Like a glove.
It's like somebody custom.
All right, pulling out away from the project today. We were able to get the stone top. Top South came and put the top in. What was that all about? One of the pieces was cut wrong, huh?
Yeah, it was cut long. I always question the usefulness of the laser because it seems like every time I shoot it with a laser, something's always off.
Yeah, the computer technology, it's all impressive when you look at it, and then the pieces still come wrong.
I mean, they just trimmed it, not a big deal, but again, it shouldn't have really happened.
Then we were telling them we wanted to set it in a thin set, and they were kind of bummed out about that. We're like, no, man, it'll be all right. But then at the end, they explained to us that usually when the tilers want to set it in thin set, it's because they're like going to try to level it out and put big globes of thin set underneath it, and it squeezes out and it's a mess. But then they just came and we just notch troweled it and set it down, and it's flat and level. So I think they figured they were dealing with a different crew. What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Yeah. It wasn't that big of a deal because everything was built
Honestly,
level.
I would argue it's probably easier than them using silicone.
Yeah.
Because silicone, you ain't building nothing up, you know? It's just going to ooze all and splooge everywhere. So it's like, it's not supporting anything. So we just set those down, they beat them in, and that was that.
What were the challenges with the floor? What were we seeing with the floor today?
Yeah, hex tile on a dish. That's the challenge.
Keeping the grout lines all consistent.
Yeah, hex tiles are always like that, though. I like the way they look, but I hate working with them. They just can't seem to cut them all the same angle, the same size, get the sheets lined up the same, and then you throw in, then you couple that with the fact you're trying to tile a bowl, and it makes it even worse. So, you know, you got to give and take a little bit, futz around with them a little bit, and it's all right. You never notice it once it's grouted, but.
So yeah, so you saw some of the waterproofing that went on. We flood tested it. We put the shower floor down. We got we had the surround of the tub put on. So you're seeing this thing come together. Our next video will be setting the floor. Hopefully it won't be a big deal because we got everything nice and flat. We're gonna use clips on this one, Jason, or what?
I don't know. Maybe, because they are big tiles. Have that many clips. Maybe. I don't know.
The last time we did them, we didn't use clips in it.
But I don't think that was rectified edge.
Yeah, it was.
I don't remember.
So that'll be pretty interesting. So the next video will be of us setting those big 2 foot by 4 foot tile on the floor up there, and we'll be continuing setting tile. I like the tile setting time because it's what we're supposed to be doing. Now we can just put the old nose to the grindstone and be tilers now, be tile installers. So that'll be pretty fun. So check us out in the next video. Thanks for watching. Use the link in the description below to buy a Dovo laser. That helps us out. Hope everybody's well. Have a good one.